Barbecue Central Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Barbecue Central Show. Centralites, how's your life? I'm doing well, of course, stationed here in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio, the barbecue capital of the North Coast. You're locked in for your outdoor live fire, live grilling, and barbecue show. We do it each and every Tuesday here on the Barbecue Central Radio Network's jam-packed show for you this evening. Here's what we have on tap. We have, in just a few minutes, we will be joined by Drew Keenan. He is the product manager for a company called InZone, and they are the makers of the Bubba Keg. We'll be talking to him about a very unique competition they are running right now for all you college football fans and tailgaters. Right around 12 after the hour, we'll be talking with Jeff, I believe it's Shivers, could be Shivers, Jeff Shivers or Shivers from the IBCA. He is the president. They are a very large, independent barbecue organization, much like the FBA and the KCBS. They have their own set of rules. They run their own sanction. They are their own sanctioning body. Very large, very popular. So we'll be talking to him right around 12 past the hour, let's say. And then right around 22 past, we'll be talking with Rob Bagby, catching up with him. Of course, he's the president of the Florida Barbecue Association. He's the pitmaster of Swamp Boys barbecue competition cooking team. He does very well at both, so we'll be catching up with him. Then, of course, we have our giveaway looking tonight, depending on time, because I'm going to be trying to sneak in some product reviews as well. We definitely have a 2-pack of Smokin' Coals barbecue sauce, and we might have an apron giveaway from Smoky Mountain Barbecue, but that might be a Twitter deal. If you're not following me or the show on Twitter, A, what the hell is wrong with you? B, you can do it very easily by following us at twitter.com/BBQ Central. That's it. That's the show. Let me give you your contact information in case you want to jump in at any point tonight. You're more than welcome to do so by the phone, 216-220-0966. You can also email the show at any point if you want to. And that email address is bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. You can call in 216-220-0966. Okay, joining me now as promised to talk about a very cool tailgating contest that they have going on. It's the product manager of the Bubba Keg from the company InZone. It's Drew Keenan joining us once again. Drew, welcome back to the show. How are you? Drew, hold on one second. I have failed to put the correct sound setting in, so hold on with me for 1 second here. And now I believe we can have you fully locked and loaded right now. How are you tonight, Drew? Sorry about that.
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, very good. So thanks for taking the time out tonight. And really quickly, wanted to jump in. I know we're kind of coming to the deadline about this whole thing, but first, give us a little idea of what it is, how you came up with it, and then we'll tell people where to go to get registered.
Sure. We have started a contest to find the best tailgaters in America. As you know, the Bubba Keg Convection Grill is an outstanding product, and it's great on the patio, but it's also an unbelievable tailgate grill. It comes with a trailer hitch adapter included, so it is perfect for tailgating. So in an effort to promote that and also to really just have a good time, we've initiated what we call the Bubba U Competitive Tailgating Series. And what we're doing is we're trying to find teams of the best tailgaters in America, and we're going to pit them against each other to find out who really is masters of the parking lot. So we're in the midst of the selection process right now. We're looking for teams from across the country who rule the parking lot at their school or for their NFL team. And so we're soliciting applications. We're asking that people submit in 100 words or less their case for why they're the best tailgating team for their school or team. And photos and videos are absolutely accepted, and we're going to go through each of those submissions and pick the best team. And then throughout the season, we're going to pit them against each other. So we're going to outfit them with a Bubba Keg convection grill.
Nice.
With a number of Bubba Keg mugs and coolers, with a tailgating tent, with a video camera, and we're going to set them loose and each one of them will submit a tailgating report each month. And our keg heads on BubbaKeg.com will vote for their favorites. We'll keep a running tally throughout the season, and at the end of the season, the team with the most votes will be going to the BCS championship, courtesy of Bubba Keg. So it's a really fun and exciting contest.
Is there a requirement as to how many events or how many games that they have to attend in order to be in consideration for championship qualifications?
Yes, we require that they tailgate at least once a month. So we're going to have a vote every month from September through November, and each team will be expected to tailgate at least once a month.
All right, and what is exactly the criterion for which you will be using to deem a team more successful than another?
Well, the selection criteria is proprietary and top secret, and no, we're going through all of the submissions, and we're looking for teams that represent kind of the Bubba Keg mentality and our corporate ideals. We're looking for teams that want to have a good time, that cook during their tailgates, and that really match up well with our personality and what we're trying to promote. Now, as far as the team that will win the trip to the BCS championship, that is entirely up to the general public, to our legions of keg heads. It'll be a straight vote. So we'll be publishing each of their tailgating reports every month, and it'll be up to our online community to vote.
Well, sounds very interesting. Where can everybody go, to get more information, and then if they want to go ahead and submit, how they go about doing that?
Yep, just BubbaKeg.com. There is a link right on the homepage for more information and also to submit your application. The application deadline's been extended through August, so you'll have until August 31st to get your application in. But we are seeing a lot of applications, and the competition's heating up already. So
more collegiate entrants or more professional football entrants?
You know, so far it's been mostly collegiate entrants. So we're looking for our NFL fans to step up a little bit, but we've had a good mix of both.
I would love to do that, except our football team is no longer rated in the NFL anymore. The Cleveland Browns, losers. Oh, well. Anyway, anything else pertinent to the competition that we need to get out tonight? And then we'll do some follow-up segments here as the competition rolls on throughout the year.
No, that's about it. We, like I said, we're just looking. We are trying to find the world's greatest tailgaters. We want to give them a whole bunch of great Bubba gear and outfit them for the season, and then set them loose and have a good time.
All right. Well, hopefully the word is now getting out. I will, of course, promote this on the forum. I've Twittered about it a bunch of times here over the last few days. So hopefully we get that last push of entrance in for you guys to use the proprietary selection stuff in order to get your teams outfitted, and we can go from there. We'll keep in touch, and I appreciate you coming back on, and I do appreciate it.
Greg, thanks a lot. Once again, if you guys want more information, just go to BubbaKeg.com, and we're going to have a great time this football season.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Drew.
Thanks, Greg.
Take care. It's Drew Keenan, product manager of the Bubba Keg. InZone is the company that makes it. Man, $1,500. I mean, that's as big as a 42-inch offset close just by itself. And here, you'll be getting not only a cooker in the Bubba Keg, but you'll be getting a 10x10 pop-up tent, a full selection of Bubba Keg mugs and coolers, the Flip digital video camera to document your exploits, and the official Bubba U professional tailgater t-shirt. So if you're interested, if that's your cup of tea, BubbaKeg.com is the place to go. BubbaKeg.com. Remember, entrance in by the 31st in order to be qualified, and you could be winning a chance out to take a look at that BCS top-notch game. Now, of course, we could enter into a whole different discussion about what the BCS is about, but another discussion for another day. We'll line up Jeff Shivers on the backside. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show here on the Barbecue Central Radio Networks.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit? We have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away. And there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288.
Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show on LA Talk Radio.
All right, we are back and better than ever. Barbecue Central Show on the Barbecue Central Radio Networks. This portion of the show brought to you by D-Dog's Barbecue Rub. You know, you love their rubs and sauces, for crying out loud, but you want to buy them locally. I know you do. If you do, then D-Dog's needs your help. Go ahead and send him the name, address, and phone number of your local barbecue store, farmer's market, or grocery store, and D-Dogs will do the rest. Email your info to Darren, D-A-R-I-N, at ddogsbbq.com. Don't forget to stop by and see him in Texas as well. Come and meet him at the 2009 Zest Fest in Fort Worth on September 11th through the 13th. Say hello, stop by for some samples of the sauces and rubs, and make sure you take advantage of special show discounts. That's ddogsbbq.com. Love the D-Dogs BBQ. As promised, joining me now to talk a little bit about a organization who I have not had, and much remiss on the show yet, but we're going to rectify that situation right now. It is president of the IBCA, and I hope I'm getting this right. It's Jeff Shivers? Shivers. Oh, that was my first one. I was going to go with Shivers, but I went completely away from my gut, and that's why I didn't win the triple yesterday in the Saratoga race course. But that's a different story for a different day, Jeff. Jeff, first of all, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you making time to do it. And before we get into the IBCA ins and outs, at least in this portion of the show, why don't you go ahead and give us a little background about yourself and how you got into barbecue?
I started barbecuing just by accident. I saw a barbecue cook-off back in 1984, and I decided that's something I thought I might like to do. And in 1985, I participated in my first barbecue cook-off. So this is my 25th year to be competing on the circuit. Probably, I don't do that many, probably around 20 a year, and I've done over 400 cook-offs, competed from Georgia to Arizona to Kansas City, Jack Daniels, all over the state of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana.
So you certainly have seen the barbecue trail for all it's worth.
Yes, I have.
And when you were competing when you started competing in 84, 85, was this an IBCA, or was it something completely different, or where did you get your roots? It was actually
before IBCA started. IBCA started in 1989, and you probably know that Kansas City started right around 1985. But this was actually, back then, there was another organization, which was the first barbecue organization ever, located in North Texas, called the North Texas Barbecue Association. Mm-hmm. And they were in existence before Kansas City. They're no longer in operation now, but that was the only organization around at the time when I started.
And when did you start competing in IBCA events? Was it in '89 as it launched?
In '89, when NAN, there was myself and 8 other interested parties and everything decided to start an organization and write up a set of rules to be used in judging, making sure it was all fair for the cooks and everything. And it took us a year to put all this together, and we opened up for membership in 1989.
Wow. So have you been Top Gun since inception?
No. There's been several people that's been in charge since then. I'm just finishing up my 8th year.
Wow.
The way our rules read, you can we have 2-year terms for executive director, and you can be in office for 2 consecutive terms. And I did that for a total of 4 years, and then I laid out 2 years, and then I've been back in office for the past 4 years. And as of September 1st, I go out of office.
So you gotta wait another 2 years before you can decide to do it again, right?
I'm getting toward the end of the line, I think.
Yeah, you got a good amount of time in. Almost 24, 25 years. I mean, that's retirement age from a regular job, right? That's right. That's regular retirement age. Forget about it. So we're talking with Jeff Shivers. He is the executive director of the IBCA, International Barbecue Cookers Association. So I've done a few handful interviews with the Kansas City Barbecue Society. Actually, next interview here tonight is going to be with the Florida Barbecue Association. So some bigger sanctioning bodies that really operate on their own, under their own set of rules. No one seems to be alike in a lot of ways. Well, alike in a lot of ways, not alike in a lot of ways. So explain to us what the IBCA is all about, how your rules differ from... the biggest is obviously the KCBS, but that doesn't necessarily make them the best, and kind of where you reach out in as far as geographical locations for whence you sanction.
Well, in the first place, I'm also a member of Kansas City Barbecue Society, have been since 1990. But our rules are totally different. Theirs is all done by, your product is judged by 6 individual judges, which we turn in different types of meat, whereas they turn in 6 individual bite-sized pieces or pieces of meat for each category. We turn in like a half of a chicken, 7 slices of brisket, 7 ribs. They also have a pork category, which most of our cook-offs do not. Then it goes through a preliminary table all the way to a final table, where, like I say, ours would be judged probably by a total of, say, 20 people, whereas theirs is judged by 6. Ours is totally blind, done with theater tickets. One stays on the tray, and the other one is torn off and signed by the cook. When they pick the trays up, they retain that, and when they go to the awards and everything, they actually produce the trays and tear the tickets off and read the serial numbers off at awards. And if you have the matching ticket, that means you're the winner.
That's right. Do you have a specific scoring number system that you use in order to move them through the tables?
We use 1 through 10, just 10 being best, and it's just pretty much subjective from the judge's standpoint and everything. They're looking on the judging sheet. There is a note on there and everything telling them, they're looking for tenderness, appearance, moistness, just the basic things that you look for in good barbecue.
So
and whereas Kansas City actually requires their judges to go through a class, we prefer to use the general public and everything. We feel like that you get just a cross of everybody's opinions of what barbecue is, and we'll just have the promoters provide us with the judges at the event.
So when you look at it, then, if you're looking at KCBS, who has the training program, and certainly, especially if you've been following any of the barbecue forums here over the last 8 months to current, there's been quite a outcry for what are the judges doing? How are they being trained? There's bias being involved. All the stuff that basically you're saying, look, I'm assuming this, of course, but you're saying, look, we know that there's going to be subjectiveness involved, so let's not try and get involved in something that we can't control. We'll let the public come out if they like it and they deem this person to be the winner, so be it, but let's not kind of get convoluted in how the judging is operating like some of the other sanctioning bodies.
If you look at the scores in our organization's scoring format, and also Kansas City and everything, they actually come out pretty close to the same. I've cooked a couple of Kansas City cook-offs this year, and looking at the things, that you'll find some scores in there that are awfully low versus the rest of them that all run pretty much together and everything. And ours do the same thing. You'll go through there, and if you have, say, 6 judges or 8 judges on the table that are judging your product, you'll find maybe one of them that puts quite a bit lower score than the others. But it balances out.
So is it, I've seen a lot of people saying recently that really, the good cooks always rise to the top. But
that is correct.
You should really be going in knowing that it is, in essence, a good percentage. It is a crapshoot as well.
It is, and what makes it a crapshoot is more so how many cooks you have. If you're looking at an event that you have over 100 cooks and everything, it turns into more of a crapshoot just because of the numbers. But usually, if you're looking at a cook-off, say between 20 and 50, and it's basically the same people that win consistently. And everything, we have, I would say, in the area we live, there's probably 30 cooks in this area that are capable of winning on any given day.
We're talking with Jeff Shivers. He's the executive director of the IBCA. A couple minutes left, Jeff. How many events are you going to be sanctioning over the course of the calendar year 2009?
This year we'll do a little over 170. Our numbers are increasing. Last year was our the most we'd ever done at 140, and we've already topped that and going toward in excess of 170 this year.
Do you anticipate that number to grow next year even?
We didn't expect it to grow this year because of the economy, but evidently there are a lot of people that are still interested in getting out there and competing in barbecue cook-offs.
Do you have?
That's what we're trying to promote. That no matter whose cook-off it is and everything, we still like to see people go out and compete. That's
right. Do you have any garnish in the box, or do you turn them in naked like FBA does?
What we do is we furnish what they call potato wraps, or a little square piece of foil, and that goes in the bottom of your tray, and your meat actually sits on top of that. And that's the only thing that goes in the tray. And
do you have any requirements or rules against saucing or anything like that as far as a finishing sauce that goes on the meat when it's getting turned in?
In the last year, we've modified our rule a little bit and everything. You're allowed to use sauce and everything, but we don't want people putting sauce in or liquids in on the meat after it's been placed in the turn-in container. We still are under the contention that it's a meat contest and not a sauce contest.
Right. So you can set it on the grill, but once it gets in the box, can't do anything else to it, more or less.
Correct.
Okay, and where can people go if they're looking for more information about the IBCA and perhaps they want to grab up some membership?
You can go online. We have a website, and you get all the information you want to off of the website. And I'm fixing to tell you all the particulars of that. It's at www.ibcabbq.org.
.org is always keys, and everybody's in the .coms, but this is the .org.
We're listed as a nonprofit organization. The only thing our services are non-paid. We're here. Our intent is just to promote barbecue, and nobody in this organization gets paid a dime. It's just all voluntary.
Awesome. So that's ibcabbq.org. We're talking with Jeff Shivers. He's the executive director of the IBCA. Jeff, appreciate you coming on tonight and giving us a little history about the organization. And hopefully we can maybe turn this into a monthly segment where we can hear about the great contests that have taken place. And if you have any type of Team of the Year or End of the Year award type points chase, we can kind of keep up with that as well.
Be more than glad to help you out.
All right, Jeff, I certainly appreciate it.
All right.
Take care. Have a good night.
You too.
Jeff Shivers of the IBCA. We are rolling. IBCABBQ.org. That will be listed in the show notes. Don't worry. Uh-oh, no garnish. That's 2. Count them, 2 sanctioning bodies that don't put garnish in. Of course, KCBS is optional, but of course we all know it's not optional. Coming up a little bit later on, your chance to win a 2-pack of Smokin' Coals barbecue sauce. Also a Twitter contest. Follow me on Twitter, /BBQ Central, twitter.com/BBQ Central. Coming up next, Rob Bagby, president of the Florida Barbecue Association. We're jamming you with association presidents because we can get the big names here on the Barbecue Central show. That's right. Stick around. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Barbecue Central show on the Barbecue Central Radio Networks.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central show on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Barbecue Central show. This is the Barbecue Central Radio Networks, and this portion of the show is brought to you by the folks at the Barbecue Guru, makers of automatic pit temperature control devices, not to mention a host of other products that make your barbecue and grilling life easier. 2 ways to find them on the internet at thebbqguru.com. You can also call them toll-free at 800-288-GURU. Don't forget that NanoQ, that pit cruise control machine, is available for sale and selling very well. TheBBQGuru.com, 800-288-GURU. All right, joining me now, and hopefully on the phone. We had a little technical difficulty last time. Rob Bagby, president of the Florida Barbecue Association. Rob, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Hey, Greg. Thanks. I'm great. How are you doing?
Yeah, having a very organizational show tonight. We just had Jeff Shivers from the IBCA, executive director, on before you. And I figured, why not just keep that theme and bring you up on board? We haven't talked in a little while, so wanted to catch up on the happenings over at the FBA. Give us any updates as far as, insider news that's very dramatic and very Jerry Springer-like, or perhaps just, anything that you guys have revised or news you want to pass along to the membership.
Oh, well, let's see. We just finished a very slow month for us, competition-wise. It's so hot in the area right now. We kind of laid off for the month, but we're gearing up big for our upcoming Fun Cook. It's an annual thing we've done since day one, and it's our an annual meeting where all the members are invited to come together, and we do have a cook-off. There are no Team of the Year points or anything like that awarded, though. It's mostly it's a good time to encourage new teams to come out and kind of get their feet wet. Also a good time if you want to take a judging seminar and get to judge a contest right away. it's kind of like a family reunion for us. I mean, everybody comes together, the pressure is off, and the fun is on.
When will that be taking place?
That happens Labor Day weekend.
Great, so you got a couple of weeks to gear up for that. So how is the Triple Crown race going this year?
That's going real well. We're, I believe we have 2 contests left to decide the final 30 or the 30 teams. We have one in Elba, Alabama coming up, as well as Newnan, Georgia. I think Newnan is the first weekend of October, and I can't remember when Newnan or Elba is right off the top of my head, maybe in November. But anyway, those are the final 2 contests, and those will seal up the Georgia and the Alabama legs. Of course, the Florida leg has been wrapped up for a little bit of time now. And after that, we'll have our 30 teams who have qualified for the Triple Crown in Perry, and the invitations will start going out.
We're talking with Rob Bagby. He's the president of the Florida Barbecue Association. He's also the pitmaster of Swamp Boys barbecue competition cooking team. As far as the Florida leg, who wrapped up on top there?
Let me pull it up real quick. I'm sitting right here. For Florida, the 10 teams who are qualified out of Florida were Mount Dora Barbecue, Bubba Q, Swamp Boys, HomeBBQ.com, Smokin' Cracker, GB's, Bubba Chuck's, Big Papa's, Fatback Joe's, and Uncle Kenny's Butts for You.
Well, so there's, was that 50 to 60% of those teams are actually in the top 10 for Team of the Year standings as well. So there's a lot of competition right there in the Florida region, right?
Yeah, it was some pretty heavy battling in Florida. And I think a team or two actually played their cards and laid out of a Florida contest to go and see if they could win that Good One cooker in one of the other states. Kind of playing it tricky, but it's a lot of fun.
And, of course, if you want to go ahead and mention some of the sponsors that are helping you out with that.
Yeah, I will do that. I'd love to. We have the Good One Smokers. We have the BarbecueGuru.com. Fantastic folks. They've been with us for a long time. And the Big Green Egg are our major sponsors. Hang on, you would think I would have these all memorized.
They're only giving you money. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, those are the ones. We did have a 4th sponsor. There's an issue with that sponsor right now. I'm not going to go into any particulars, but our members will be hearing about that pretty soon.
Gotcha. Now, aside from the organizational, well, I guess before we wrap that up, are there any other organizational items that have transpired over the last few months that you would like to get out there, or any rules or modifications, anything like that?
No modifications that I'm aware of. Once we set the rules at the beginning of the year, we like to stick with them for the entire season. And hopefully there's very little tweaking going on. We do, it's nothing exciting. Well, I shouldn't say it's not exciting, but we do have our elections will be announced.
I was just going to ask you about that. Did you go up for re-election?
Yes, I did. And fortunately, I ran unopposed. So, I'm ready to pop a cork.
There you go. So it looks like you might pull this off, right?
It could be close, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Winning by a landslide is Rob Bagby. All right, so that's kind of tying up the organizational end of the FBA. Again, we're talking with Rob Bagby. He's the president of the Florida Barbecue Association, soon to be 2-term president. And he's also the pitmaster of Swamp Boys barbecue cooking team. And as we all know, last year, Rob and his team won Team of the Year, finally swiping that away from HomeBBQ.com, who had won it 5 years in a row. This year, currently, I was on the website earlier today, you have roughly an 81-point lead over Big Papa's Country Kitchen in Team of the Year standings. You seem to be rolling right along again this year. How have you found the competitions to be? Are you just now fully honed in and being ultra consistent on what you're turning in as far as attributing to the continued success?
That's what I aim for. That's my main goal. For some reason, I always start the year off a little bit slowly and kind of pick up steam as the year progresses. And I'm hoping I'm right in my stride right now. Just cooking a lot really helps. I'm very fortunate in that aspect that I have a lot of support from my family, and they encourage me to go cook. And, practice makes perfect, and when you're out there cooking as often as I do, you really get to concentrate and hone in, just like you said, hone in on the finer points. At this point, it's kind of nothing major that I can change. It's just a bunch of little things, and it all adds up.
Now, you also compete on the KCBS side as well. Do you know what? And I was trying to figure out where you were standing, but my website that I get my results from, which is not the KCBS.us, by the way, was down, unfortunately, today. So do you know where you stand in regards to the KCBS overall?
Probably not very high. I think, I only get an opportunity to cook a handful of KCBS each year. So I don't have the 10, 12, 15 contests that the other guys have that are up there. I'm probably in the top 100 in the overall. Beyond that, I don't know.
Well, considering the amount of teams that they have, I mean, certainly being in the top 100, top 50 is very good. And I know I had talked with Kevin Bevington about this maybe a year and a half ago. I think one year he won Team of the Year for FBA, but he was also, it was either top 5 or top 10 of KCBS. So I'll ask the same question to you. If you had the opportunity to compete in more contests and the bigger ones, they give you those triple point deals, would it be an ultimate goal of yours to win Team of the Year in both divisions?
Oh gosh, that'd be a lot of work. I don't know. I mean, cooking, I can't think of how many KCBS I cook. Probably between 5 and 8 a year right now. And I just got done doing 3 or 4 this summer. Being a teacher, I get to travel some over the summer, and I got to go up to Dillard in Georgia and North Carolina, do those 2 back-to-back, and also to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and Tryon, North Carolina. And that was a lot of traveling, a lot of expense. It was a blast, and I had a great time, and I got to compete against some great teams.
Right.
Now, whether or not I've got the resources, time-wise and financially, to make a run at it, I don't know.
But holding all that aside, if you did, though, I mean, that's something that you would like to take a run at if everything else was utopia?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that'd be a blast. I would love that. I like competing in the big contests, and you got to compete against all the big boys if you want to ever be there. So, I look forward to that kind of stuff.
That's right. We're talking with Rob Bagby. He's president of Florida Barbecue Association, and he's also the pitmaster of Swamp Boys Barbecue Competition Cooking Team. Rob, go ahead and give us the website for FBA and for the cooking team as well.
FBA is www.flbbq.org, and Swamp Boys is swampboys.com.
All right. So, Rob, continued success on the competition trail, and early congratulations from the Barbecue Central Show on us helping you get reelected back to FBA president. And
I couldn't have done it without you.
I know. It was so great of us. And we'll have you back on again soon and catch up.
I look forward to it, Greg. Thank you.
All right, Rob, take care. Rob Bagby,
right, good night.
FBA president and pitmaster of the Florida pitmaster of the Swamp Boys Barbecue Competition Cooking Team. Again, swampboys.com, flbbq.org. If you are interested in learning more about Rob as a chef or Rob as a president. See, you heard him say, folks, that the Barbecue Central Show got him reelected. I don't want any money. No. I don't want any hearty hand class. You just better know, Rob. Better have my donuts. It's an inside joke. Never mind. All right, so we have a few minutes left here, and this is what I want to do. Where did I put that? Well, first of all, let me tell you. I had my first experience last night with pepper sauce. All right, now I've been a big fan of hot sauce for some time. I do like the Frank's hot sauce, and I believe Frank's make a wing sauce now, and the hot one is nice and hot. But I've never really experienced a pepper sauce, and I've seen it coming around here and there. But there's a company out there right now called Knox Spice, and that's KNOX Spice.com. And the guy that owns that joint out there, Brian Knox, sent me a bottle of his pepper sauce. And this is the first time I'm actually experiencing it. And I got to tell you, this is by far some of the best stuff in general, condiment type stuff, that I have had. I grilled a chicken breast, and then I put some of this on the side just to kind of see how it would meld with chicken. And after I took my first bite, because it gives you, and on the label it says, kind of gives you that, it's made sweet with fruit, and then you get the heat from the peppers. And it was outstanding. And it was definitely that. Took that first bite, the first initial taste run through your mouth was fruity, sweet, and then it really loaded in some back-end heat. Not over the top. I mean, again, this is not a hot sauce per se, but a pepper sauce, and it was absolutely delectable, phenomenal. And I highly suggest, well, I immediately emailed Brian back and said these things need to be made in 5-gallon jars, not these like 2-ounce little shaker type deals. Could be cost of quality product prohibiting a bigger make, but nevertheless, again, that's knoxspice.com, KNOXSPICE.com. Check that out. And then I was given a brush to try out, and as you all know, if you're faithful listeners to the show, you would know that I had changed out, well, on the Bubba Keg, it's got cast iron grate, so I'm not too worried about that. But there is a, on my Weber gas grill, I have initially comes with those porcelain-coated cast iron grates, and you can't use stainless steel brush on that because then you'll rip off the PCI coating. So I ripped those out of there a couple years back and put in stainless steel. And I went out, or actually my wife went out and bought me a broiler brush. And this thing is huge. It's like 12 inches long or 12 inches wide. And it's got a real thin stainless needles on one side and then brushy to get it off the top, and then the thinner ones to kind of get in between the grates. 2 swipes with that, you're off and running. I've had that thing for like 2.5 years. And it probably cost $25, and I have not had to replace it one time. Not even one time. And I probably still have another 2.5 years left. So I have challenged anybody that makes brushes that aren't brass, because brass melts, to build a better one. And there is something that has come up that is actually very, very comparable. And it's unique in the fact that it has that plastic handle, but on the top head, you have the ability to change out the head once it becomes used. A lot of the time you buy those little ones, and a lot of the time you buy them, they melt down and you throw them away and you have to go buy another one. Here you can just buy a new brush head, and it kind of has a similar shape of a Brillo pad. So, but it's stainless, and it works really well, and it's made by Bar Brothers. And you can find them at barbrothers.com. And I would highly suggest, if you're in the market for a new brush, and if you don't have the stainless steel or the cast iron, the raw cast iron that can take a heavy-duty brush like I have, this is a very good substitute. And instead of having to pay $8 or $9 for a new brush that you're going to throw out again, you can pay, I think it's $2 for replacement heads. And that's the Bar Brothers cleaning brush. Bar Brothers, B-A-R-R, Bar Brothers. Go ahead and Google that. And then just look for the brush that they have that has the round heads that you can switch out. You'll know exactly the one I'm talking about because I'm giving it a very detailed description. And you can go from there. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Smokin' Coals, a 2-pack of Smokin' Coals barbecue sauce. Right now, go ahead and call in at 216-220-0966. BBQ, centralradio@gmail.com is the email address if you want to weigh in on anything. Ray, sorry I didn't get to your question when Rob was on, but I'm sure he wasn't ready to just dole out his book of secrets right to you, even though you're from Willacoochee, Georgia. Come on, Ray. He's not going to give up those stone-cold lead pipe lock ways to win competitions. You heard him. It's all about consistency on the competition circuit, and that's why He has been atop the Team of the Year standings for the last year and a half, looking well in position to earn yet another title. By the way, coming up after me is a show, I don't know if you've caught it or not before, but it's called Broad Topics. And it's gone. Oh, here we go. And it's hosted by four ladies, Laura, Joan, Kelly, and Jillian. And tonight they'll be talking about new technology. That's their title. And it's all about new gadgets and websites and a special segment with blogger Julia Evans from the Digital Guidebook on how to Twitter. If you don't know what Twitter is, folks, you probably don't have an ego problem. And you're probably not under the impression that people want to know that you're taking a deuce right now, or that you're tying your shoes, or whatever the case may be. Let's go get a winner real quick. Area code 912, Barbecue Central Radio, name and where you're calling from.
This is Raymond Cato from Willacoochee.
Raymond Cato. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Greg?
I was just talking.
Been a while, ain't it?
No, man. Talking to your boy. I'm sorry I didn't get to ask him exactly why he's not giving you his book of secrets when competing. I'm sure I can guess why.
Yeah.
But he's trying to keep you guys at bay from taking his top spot aboard the Team of the Year standings at FBA. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And I imagine you want the Smokin' Coals barbecue sauce?
Yep, that's what I'm calling.
All right, have you haven't won that before, have you?
No, I haven't won that.
Oh, all right. Well, it's new for you, so you know the drill because you've won in the past. Smokin' Coals is very good. You can check them out before you get it, smokincoals.com. Actually, Russ Cornett, who's the maker of that, will be on the show next week doing the Barbecue Ribs Roundtable Edition, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! So be sure to tune in for that. So go ahead and shoot me your info there, Raymond, and we'll get you hooked right up.
I appreciate it.
All right, Raymond, take care.
Yep.
Raymond Cato, Willacoochee, Georgia. So he sounds so dirty, man. Dirty. Better have my donuts, Raymond.
Better have my donuts.
All right. So, A, congrats to Raymond. B, stay tuned for Broad Topics coming up after me at 10 o'clock Eastern for the digital technology stuff. And before we wrap up, let me tell you one thing. I got to remind you about Yoder's Smoky Mountain Barbecue. I've been talking to you about the deal that they have going on, and it ends this Saturday, the 22nd. Now, they rarely run deals on any of their cookers, but if you go to SeriousBBQs.com, you can do one of two things. If you see a cooker you like online, go ahead and order it right there off the internet. Put in the code SAVE12, and you'll save 12% off of the cooker that you buy. You can call them as well if you don't want to do it online at 877-248-7753. But remember, they rarely, and I mean rarely, do any type of discounts. And again, it ends this Saturday, the 22nd. These guys are the online leading retailer of Meadow Creek barbecue equipment, the guys that give you reliable and profitable barbecues for years to come. SeriousBBQs.com. It's 877-248-7753. Or if you're going to do it online, enter the code SAVE12 at checkout. Let them know the Barbecue Central Show sent you. And if you order some of the specific large cookers, on top of the $30 bonus package that you'll get with each cooker order, and that includes the apron and the Meadow Creek logo, a bottle of barbecue sauce, and a shaker of rub. If you order these certain big ones, you get a free skid of 100% hardwood charcoal briquettes on top. Doesn't get any better. SeriousBBQs.com. Enter the code SAVE12. Online checkout 877-248-7753. Ends this Saturday, the 22nd. Central Lights. Gear up. Sack up. All right, next week, we have a great show. The ever-popular Barbecue Roundtable Ribs Edition coming out. We have Steve Johnson from North Carolina. We have Russ Cornett from South Carolina. We have Kurt McAdams from Cincinnati, Ohio. Barbecue capital, barbecue state of the world, Ohio. So we have that thanks to my guests. Drew Keenan from the Bubba Keg, BubbaKeg.com if you're into the tailgating competition. Jeff Shivers, IBCABBQ.org. He's the executive director. Rob Bagby, flbbq.org, or swampboys.com. Until next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.